Alright guys, hello and welcome. It's time for the first match of the day. Magicis Gaming going to be facing off against PotatoFarmers for Week 5 of the North American Challenger Cup. I'm Zidon, here with the one yelling Ranconius, and this is actually the final week of open bracket play.
Oh man, final week of open bracket play, and Hindu Man's not even here to give us tips in the chat. I'll have to pretend to be him. Oh, no, it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Sorry, chat.
You have the odd foreign accent, not odd, the odd, but the you know, the extra sexiness of that foreign accent. You have that going for you at least. There's the fact that you're like infinitely followed by deadly venomous creatures that may be a little slight issue that maybe counters that a bit, but it's not, it is what it is. You get the accent. I mean, there's that. Right? I mean, I guess.
And the killing of the poisonous creatures. Hindu doesn't have that. I bring that to the table. Anyway, Ben's thick and fast. Right in front of us. Bologna we expect to be on the ban list. Athena for majority of the day. We're still running on the current live patch, so, you know, nothing nerfed hunter-wise. With the Gibonal Poash bans, though, it has left Neith, yeah, an instant lock-in, and I did expect that as soon as we left open.
There's just too much ambiguity with Neith. Yeah, she can be an okay, mediocre AD carry, but the ability to assist across the map with the World Weaver, and just have really good wave clear and really strong presence as well, just utility-wise, such a strong goddess. And, you know, it works really well, but the big thing, like I said, that ambiguity, you can put her pretty much any lane right now.
Yeah, and there is a little bit of point, and there's also some negatives for banning away the Geb here and leaving so much up on the board. It did leave the Sylvanus for the opposition to take away, but the Geb ban goes, alright, are you going to ban Sylvanus, or are you going to ban Neith? Whichever one, we're going to take it, and we're going to be extremely comfortable on that. Also, Thor is available. There's so much for us to take away. By banning something that counters out those stronger picks, you leave more open for yourself. That's why the Geb ban is actually coming through. It's a little bit of counterintuitive, but it's also very, very smart to do something like that. That does mean that the guys on the opposite side, PotatoFarmers, they've managed to pick themselves up Sylvanus and Xbalanque. Okay, very, very strong lane. Gives Xbalanque room to get his items going as well, but then they've locked in one Batz with Thor on the table. It means that they're looking for something different, and I do not expect this Neith to be running in a duo lane.
Yeah. Hades got locked in, Batz locked in as well. Batz, well, he's a pretty fairly common jungler these days. A lot of strong presence with his ultimate. Hades mixed into that as well, with the Pillar of Agony coming into play. It's a big AoE whirlpool of doom and death and destruction, but it's kind of counterintuitive with that Batz Fear No Evil. You drop that down, everyone kind of spreads out. Hades wants them all grouped up and close together so we can actually pull them in and inflict as much damage as possible. Hades, though, you stick him in the mid lane, stick him in the soul lane. He's a very, very tough guardian to deal with.
Ooh.
Built kind of more in a mage-type fashion.
Yeah, you know, that's what you want from the Hades. You want him to be able to clear that wave instantaneously and be a bully and do some nice damage whilst also bringing out some CC, so he kind of fits into a couple of nice little niches, and you can send him further down one particular path depending on the direct situation. But Awilix has just been picked. I really, really like this pick. The problem with it, I think it's exceptionally strong, more so against the Poash than anything else. Something that's incredibly immobile in the mid lane. She can just prey upon that. So, you know, that's really where she has a lot to offer, you know, to the table. Especially if she can get the ult off after knocking up an Poash. But they're gonna pick it up anyway, and it's like, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna put pressure down on towards the solo lane? Are we gonna put pressure down on towards the mid lane? Well, that's gonna be based off our next couple of picks, and they're starting to come through now.
Yep, Ice is getting hovered over for the moment. I want to touch on as well the Awilix pick. You were talking about it. Neith has the backflip. Batz has the somersault. Hades, I'm not entirely sure. I know Scylla, I'm using her Sentinel. It's technically classified as a leap. Awilix can rip her out from under the ground and pull her back in. I'm not sure if Death from Below and Hades works in a similar manner or not. But looking at the team comp right now, with Ho Yi getting quick picks rather coming in right now. Ho Yi and Odin getting picked up. Both those gods do have leaps. Awilix can potentially make good use of those, so... That said, Xbalanque, Sylvanus, Isis can't actually get out of the Ring of Spears that Odin can drop down. So, both these teams have some big issues that the other team's going to have to contend with.
But that Odin pickup, it does deal with Isis, Sylvanus, and if they do opt to go for the Chaac, that's another one that they can deal with exceptionally well. Xbalanque can't lifesteal as well whilst he's in the Ring of Spears, so his boxing potential is significantly mitigated if he does ever get dropped in there.
I don't know. If this Chaac gets locked in, we talked about it pretty at length last week. You have to play Chaac in a very aggressive early game manner. You have to be rotating, participating in mid-harpy fights. Chaac is not a let me sit in solo lane and farm up for 25-30 minutes straight. It's all about applying early and mid-game pressure with him as best you possibly can. He's an early game bully. If you don't make use of that late game, he's kind of, he has a slow, he has a silence. That's kind of it. He's no Hercules, where he's going to be throwing around Driving Strike and Earthbreakers and moving everyone throughout a fight. There's no Giant Boulder. There's no Vamana, Big Baby, unstoppable, pseudo-hyper-carry warrior out of the solo lane later on. If Potato Farmers don't make good use of that, that pick could backfire. But looking at that team composition, and there's that knock-up coming off the Supercharged Stormcall. That'll combo well with the Awilix. So, Sylvanus, the knock-up on that Wrath of Terra. If they're actually playing this team comp right, it could be pretty powerful against the Magicis.
I mean, it could be. It has a lot of potential, right? But it's straight down to Awilix. Findings, all the pressure is on him. If he cannot utilize Awilix to her full potential, then they're in a really, really rough corner. He's got to use that initiative passive extremely well, because that's a large portion of where her damage can come from as well. If she doesn't, it's just really, really awkward. It's throwing all their eggs in the one basket, especially when they're not going to be able to utilize Sylvanus' Wisps, Chaac's Rain Dance as well, and the Isis Circle of Protections to their full potential just because of the Odin Ring of Spears. You know, that is a significant problem that this team faces. There's a lot of healing across the team, and they knew when they were picking this Chaac up that they were going into the Odin. What else could they have gone? Yeah, I mean, Hercules is single target healing, but his pick and his laning against the Hades was a strong pick as well. I was very surprised, actually, to not see them run that.
Oh, we'll see how this all plays out here, guys, in just a few minutes, so stick around, enjoy the music. We'll be back with the first match of the day between Magicis Gaming and the Potato Farmers in just a few. Alright guys, time for the first one of the day. It's Magicis facing off against Potato Farmers. Let's go ahead and run through these team rosters while we have a chance. Mango looks like he might be after some early game shenanigans, so we don't want to get interrupted here as I keep on talking and not running through teams. Magicis Gaming, left-hand side of the Spectator UI. We're in the blue chunks, defending the Titan of Order. We do have Panda Turtle in the jungle as Batz. Hades over in the solo lane being played by Mango. Ninja Sniper in the mid lane as Neith. Yitree playing the support Odin. And finally, Diamond Venator as the AD carry Hunter Ho Yi.
Yeah, and on your right-hand side of things, in the red health bars, Potato Farmers, they're going to be running the Chaac in the solo from Tamotion. Findings is going to be on the Awilix in the jungle in the mid lane. Isis from Night Roam. Mob X2 Elite is going to be your Sylvanus in your Guardian role, and Nishi Canoes is going to be your Hunter Xbalanque.
Yeah, we'll see what exactly these guys look for early on. There's some invade potential against Magicis Gaming. They actually do not have that double hog start coming out. But Potato Farmers going to go for the back harpy start, look for a little bit of extra experience before they actually get towards lane. So, Hades in general is not really going to have too rough of a time in lane clearing out, especially with his mana buff. He has healing built into his kit. You apply the Blight stacks, use your 3, and suddenly your health bar and the health of your nearby minions and allies shoots on back up. You just saw their Panda Turtle's health down to a little below half. One ability later, back up almost to full.
But look at the amount of time that they took to get through that buff. Mango actually misses the pickup on it as well. And Tamotion is going to get through his at the exact same time. Instant rotation towards the mid lane from Findings. He got a lot of XP there. His laner's not going to miss out in very much at all. This is going to be a very, very high level Tamotion on the Chaac. This has the potential for Chaac to be played in that very, very aggressive manner. But it's gonna be very limited what he can do into a Hades. You mentioned the healing and the sustain of his minion wave as well. So Chaac's push is gonna be nowhere near as strong as it would be in most other matchups.
Oh, absolutely not. Taking a peek, we're just watching the duo lane for a little bit there. A lot of pressure coming out of Magicis Gaming lineup right now. Those bird bombs off of Odin, we don't see them too often, but when we do, the damage can be massive. Ho Yi looking for the dive bomb forward, not quite finding him. Nishikun, that name. Xbalanque, able to escape the little barrage incoming. He still has his health potion. Sylvanus Wisps doing a good job of keeping him fairly healthy. But another bird bomb could spell his demise.
Yeah, I mean, he's sitting in, we saw it just a few seconds ago, it just jumps on towards them and that health bar just gets rough. Xbalanque is expected to lose this lane, but that's why the Sylvanus is here. Look at the damage from the bird bomb, they're going to go deep for this one.
Healing coming out is all that is keeping him alive in this lane right now. If this was any other matchup, it would not end well. Neith. That's an Awilix, not a Neith. How did I even confuse the two? I don't know. There's the little speed buff swirling around her waist and everything. So the pause coming out right now looks like he might have had a little bit of a connection issue there, perhaps, or actually Ninja Sniper disconnecting out of that jungle. It was an early rotation kind of coming out. She was roaming around the jungle. She was near the kind of the south side of that gold fury pit, but with the disconnect, unfortunately, sent back to base. So, unfortunate stuff here early on in the morning.
Yeah, unfortunately. So, you know, just early morning internet blues. That's just how it happens. Maybe the internet was having trouble getting out of bed this morning and didn't really want to work all that hard for us, unfortunately. So, you know, it's being handled. Being handled.
Yep. So,
Back into the game.
As things stand right now, a lot of early pressure. We're talking about this duo lane already. Other lanes, not really having too many issues overall. The solo lane, not necessarily a slap fight. Hades really doesn't slap much. He kind of just throws little orbs of death and doom or destruction or whatever. Left side, Yutri once again using that bird bomb for a whole load of damage, but his mana bar is running low. That's pretty much going to be the end of that harass going forward. He still has a couple mana pots in hand, but Diamond Venator's going back to base to finish off that Heartseeker already. Or not, actually. That's interesting. Only going to be picking up the Morningstar of Speed for heading back out. To be fair, it's kind of the ideal timing to do so. The waves are just going to meet up. He's going to miss 1 or 2 minions worth of experience and gold, but he's going to have a full bar of mana again to work with, and he picked up an extra multi-pot for a little bit extra health as well as mana going forward.
Yeah, so, you know, he's looking to just get that little bit of bonus damage. They needed just a little bit more to be able to pick up kills in this left-hand side of the... Odd, what are you doing?
Chat asked.
What are you doing?
So I delivered. Right side, the motion, a little bit of a bad spot. Hunbat's come in. There's the pillar back and come out, going to force a storm call as Panda Turtle will look for follow-up damage. Death from below, Knockback going to find it. That's one of the benefits of Chaac early on. He's fairly tanky and has decent heal with that Rain Dance. But it does mean, with junglers both on the right-hand side of the map, Harpy fights in the mid lane could be a little bit interesting. Not sure who got the left-hand side as the camera just got there now, but right side will go over to PotatoFarmers.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say that the left-hand side went in favor of Magicis. They had the 2 members there, so it was incredibly difficult for PotatoFarmers to contest them. Even take them away to their benefit if they did, but I'm gonna say, especially with the graphs being... Actually, PotatoFarmers took a nice spike, so maybe it went 2 camps in favor of PotatoFarmers.
Mid lane, some farm going on right now, clearing the minions with that bird bomb. Maybe looking for Sylvanus, but the Wrath of Terra comes on out from him, finding that knock-up as the Hand of the Gods comes down to secure the minions out. Sylvanus, Circle Protection immediately drop down. There won't be a heal if it's detonated before that cage falls, but they didn't want to go in there and take the damage. They're going to look for the follow-up.
Yeah, well, Fear No Evil comes down, and now the Spirit Bomb as well. They're still looking like they want to go for it, but I think the XP difference, if Ninja Sniper hadn't disconnected, hadn't gone back to base, and missed that 1, maybe 2 waves of XP that he did, he'd have level 6, and they would have, sorry, level 5, and they would have gone in with the World Weaver.
Oh, unfortunately, it wasn't necessarily a case of he decided to go back to base. That was on the back of a disconnect coming out in the middle of... there was some fighting going on in the left lane, and combat was on. So it was the, I disconnected, the game will send me back to base for my own good, which may not in all cases be for your own good necessarily.
Ooh. So. Look at this awkward basing coming through from Xbalanque as well. Forced to pick up the Cursed Gauntlet, not the full way into the Dev Gauntlets as well. That's how much he's struggling. 200 gold difference already coming through in our duo lane, and this is the second base coming through from Diamond Venator. So he's been in base twice, and he's still 200 gold up, and he started stacking and his opposition hasn't. That's a big win.
That's just the early pressure being applied from that Odin. He's able to just push forward. Yeah, it's not a case of the wave clear from him is all right. The bird bomb can take those minions out pretty quickly, but he's mainly using it for poke and harass. I'm actually surprised that Xbalanque hadn't been forced back to base previously. I mean, the sustained command from Xbalanque we saw was able to keep him up above that kind of fatal threshold where 1 more bird bomb or 1 all-in from that dual lane of Magicis would have found a kill.
Yeah, so they've actually done incredibly well. Look at him as well. He's forced to clear out jungle camps. He was assisting with the red buff and then the attack speed buff, then into the base to pick up that Dev Gauntlets. He didn't want to show his face back in that lane without Dev Gauntlets, so they've now actually got no sight on him for an extended period of time from the side of Magicis. There could be some sort of shenanigans going on anywhere around the map with that, but it would be incredibly difficult. They knew, they sort of had a little bit of vision up and around the gold tree. It sits side off, so they knew that it wasn't gold tree, but they were a little bit confused. We know, and we also know the experience deficit that he may have found himself in, but I have a feeling this Sylvanus is going to be stuck over on this left-hand side of the map for a little bit longer. He can't really roam as hard as the Odin can at the moment because of how far ahead this duo lane has got.
Sunbreaker coming out left lane. He's looking for the damage pressure onto that Xbalanque, but now he's in a bit of a bad spot himself. Going to use the dive bomb to run away and escape. Yutri coming back in to join that dual lane, able to secure the kill in the first blood, but the Wisp damage connects in the end to secure that kill into Diamond Venator. Now, can Dimitri actually get out of here? Raven Shot going to be used to absorb some damage. Reinforcements are on the way, but Isis is making a rotation over as well.
I'm not sure they'll be able to save him out. Down comes the Fear No Evil. At least they've got the circle down to try and get themselves some sort of win out of this one. They will manage to run away a long way. Odin's out of this one at this point in time, but Findings is taking the brunt of the focus on towards Panda. Turtle will pick up that one kill. Sniper's in a little bit of a bad spot right now. Spirit Bomb lands, so that was the double CC chain. They get a nice amount of poke off on towards him, but I don't think they'll be able to kill this one at the tower.
And Ninja Sniper will survive that one. This could be a potential Gold Fury coming out from these guys right now. They have that circle protection available. Looking at... No, they don't. Okay, mid-Harpies make more sense in this particular situation. If the circle protection was available, the mitigation from the damage, the chunk of damage once it was charged up, plus the heal, could have potentially resulted in that being brought down. But without that, it wasn't really an option with the health bars and mana bars as low as they quite were. But they found both Harpy camps, were able to pick those both up. That's an extra 200 gold in the bank, so nothing to complain about there.
Now that's actually keeping them in just a 100 to 200 sort of lead at this point in time. If you have a look at what Nishin Kinuz has actually been doing around the map of late as well, he's been rotating back and picking up those back camps, trying to give himself a really nice sort of situation to get himself back into this game because he's not losing that lane. That's just smart play. That's utilizing the objectives around the map that can be picked up. There's another Bird Bomb, does a shite ton of damage in the mid lane from White Try. That was a lot on towards Night Roam.
Yeah, so we'll see. It's a slower paced game so far. We saw one real fight coming out of that dual lane, but you know, it's still early on in this matchup. We'll see exactly what these teams look to do, how much more aggressive they maybe decide to go going forth. I have a feeling Gold Fury, maybe at the next Harpies do spawn. Mid lane, though, I could be incorrect. The Circle Protection drop, Ring of Spears, Circle Protection, all the abilities get dropped down. There's that circle. As Isis now in a bad spot, the heal does come out, but that Ring of Spears just mitigated the ultimate from Isis, healing-wise.
Yep, but now the Wisps are at least doing some. The Pillar of Agony is at least on board, so they're going to clean up Night Roam. They've found one back. Now the focus on towards Findings as well. He's trying to get here to leap the summon forward to try and clean that one up, but now it's going to be the rotation from Chaac. That's the real bad part of this one. White Try is now being picked up. Diamond Venator's rotated over, and this one ain't quite done yet.
Yep, the motion not in a great spot right now, but he's Chaac. He's fairly tanky. Ninja Sniper from across the map, able to secure the kill onto Sylvanus. He's going to be taking the quick trip back to base, but have to wait a little while to actually leave. Diamond Venator will fall after the rotation from Xbalanque as the fight still continues in the mid lane. They're trying to clean up 1 or 2 more kills. Mango probably going to be alright to get out of this one. He's going to take one more bit of damage from that axe from Chaac, and otherwise be alright to recall or pick up some jungle camps with Panda Turtle, or just maybe get some extra farm and help off of that. Maybe go to lane, maybe not go back to base, who knows. He's sticking around. Why not get a little extra gold from the jungle camps in the meanwhile?
Well, look at the rotation starting to come out from Tamotion. He doesn't want to let Mango be the one to get the aggression and the kills and assists down in the mid lane. And he's actually managed to stay identically level with him. Opted to go for the Heartseeker build route as well into Warlock Sash. Warlock Sash obviously just meshes with Hades so incredibly well. So, you know, it's pretty standard pickup from him, but the Heartseeker, that's aggressive from Tamotion.
It's not necessarily a bad pickup. He hasn't died yet, so the stacks aren't getting reset, but I touched on it a little bit during picks and bans. Hades is a god you have to make use of early game, and extra damage allows him to do exactly that. Back, gonna be interrupted. They might look something if your gets dropped down. That is gonna be the reset in the stack of the Heartseekers that he does really not want to have happen so far. Actually, think about it as well. The Heartseeker, touched on how Chaac you want to be rotating around and participating in fights as much as possible. That's kind of counterintuitive to the Heartseeker initially. You want to stay in lane and build those stacks, so maybe not the most ideal pickup, but if he's actually able to get those stacks built up relatively quickly in the next 3 minutes or so, that's going to be a big factor in the next couple fights. Dual lane, though.
Ooh, Xbalanque ultimate comes out on the left-hand side. Nishin Kinuz has got the World Weaver about to slam in. Another stun to lock him down, but it was the Bird Bomb Ring of Spears combo that picks up that kill for Diamond Venator on towards Nishin Kinuz, and they've now found White Try again. Findings is going to pick that kill up. The Spirit Bomb's there. Panda Turtle and Ninja Sniper are rotating over towards this one. They're going to find the in-hands, but not before Findings gets the ultimate down on towards Diamond Venator, cleans that one up. Mango's now here, and this fight's going to turn around.
Yeah, but it was going back and forth. It is going to be Magicis Gaming, whoever coming out victorious in the end. Gold Fury potential right now. They don't have any Hand of the Gods at all available for the time being. So the steal potential from Mob 2X, or Mob Elite. These names on the side of PotatoFarmers, not necessarily the easiest ones to say. They're going to have to force the reset right here, because Mob could definitely look to hog this one away. It's down to that threshold. If he's nearby, that will be the steal. Wrath of Terror. PotatoFarmers will steal that one away. Now, can he get out alive? The healing's going to be ticking slowly but surely once it comes off cooldown, but it's not going to happen. He will fall. Mango about to get cleaned up as well. This one being turned around very, very quickly by PotatoFarmers as a second kill comes out of that, plus the Gold Fury. Magicis went with the aggressive play and just overcommitted to it.
Yeah, that was just the incorrect call. Not having that Hog 3 on, definitely the incorrect call. They needed to wait for it to be forced out. The problem as well with that fight was that they had Ninja Sniper tanking up the Gold Fury, and he's also gone the Heartseeker route, which, you do expect. But the problem with that is that he was taking it with next to no sustain. Sure, he had the Unravel, but he wasn't able to land it to give himself enough sustain. Blink in from Wide Try, gets on towards Nishinkinu as the Sunbreaker fills the entire ring of spears, and now they're going to lock him down and burst through him. World Weaver was channeled and starting to come on towards him. Findings, though, is looking for a knock-up into the ultimate. Won't quite be able to find that one, but now, look at this pick in the jungle.
Yeah, a little bit of back and forth between these guys. Isis in a bad spot trouble. There's the Fear Noble coming down, used just for that silence came out from Isis. That's going to be a kill going on the Panda Turtle. A bit of a bloodbath across the map right now as the aggression and, not aggression necessarily. The teams are finally done just sitting in lane farming. They want these kills. They want these objectives. And right now it's looking like this mid tier 1 tower may be going down reasonably early in this game compared to what we typically see.
Yeah, but look at the gods that they've got over here to do this. They've got Panda Turtle, they've got Ninja Sniper, 2 gods. They're building physical power that applies on their physical attack, so they do have the speed to take it down with just the 1 wave. That's the advantage of this composition. In the pressure that, running a double hunter comp does bring, you can take towers down incredibly quickly when you get on towards them. Right-hand side, though, Motion, he's got to be really, really careful. He's only got 36 Heartseeker stacks. He needs a heck of a lot more to fight Nango.
Magicis have shifted into a full-on siege comp. Neith tanking up the tower, not sure if that's what they want necessarily, but no one really too tanky right now. Ring of Spears drop down the Motion, potentially looking to teleport out and over away from this one, but he is going to fall to Panda Turtle. The tower will fall at the same time. Now the question will be, can anyone else survive the engagement? Beads forced out on Findings as Magicis look to make their escape. Night is here, but really only be able to force them back towards the tower and delay backs for the moment.
Looking for a Spirit Ball, didn't quite find the connection he wanted from that one to aggress. On the left-hand side, once again, Venator and Nishinku's, they're able to continue boxing up, but I'm not sure if that's what Nishinku's really wants to do. This is a 2-3-4 Hu Yi, so he's ahead. There's only 1 stack on that passive from Nishinku, so yeah, he's getting towards there. He doesn't have an Ikaval ready to continue boxing though, so he needs to be really careful when looking for it. That's a problem at this point in time. And Hu Yi, I mean, the in-hands, the armor penetration that he gets with that Mark of the Golden Crow, that's a lot.
It's definitely nothing to kind of turn your nose at. It's 25%, I shouldn't double check, it's 25 or 15. It is 25 occasionally, I know these numbers, so it's a lot of extra penetration. It's a little bit of a tricky one as well. It's not always going to, in the middle of a team fight, it can sometimes be kind of tricky to actually get it on the correct target. I hear a World Weaver charging up over towards that mid lane potentially. We'll see if that gets fired off as the teleport does come in off Panda Turtle. There's a Phoenix dropped on down. That is going to be a dead ice fight. Left-hand side is still going on. It is now just Mob standing in this one, caught out by the Neith route. One way, there it is. One more Ninja Sniper lands it to secure that kill.
Yeah, they set up for that really well. They got the ward coverage down aggressively into the opposition's jungle, and then they were like, okay, their attack speed's up, we're just gonna wait for it, as soon as it comes up, contest. That's just really good planning, really good ward control, particularly that ward near the back harpy camps on the left-hand side, and the one in the left-hand side of the mid lane, with that mid lane tower, that first tier tower down. That's the ward control you want to be able to pull off to do something like that. They're extending their map control and just punishing the lack of control and vision coming through from PotatoFarmers perfectly.
Motion over the right-hand side, caught out by 3. Pillar of Agony coming on down. Gonna force out the Storm Call. Neith back flipping forward aggressively, trying to lock down this kill. Not quite getting into range. Still better than my Neith play. I found out over the past couple weeks now. Everyone's playing Neith. Let me play Neith as well. I have a knack for backflipping into walls directly behind me while trying to be fancy and backflip and turn and fight and all these things. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Not really related to what we're talking about. But yeah, aggressive backflip didn't pay off in that particular situation. Yay, tangents.
Tangents and Banner, what he's trying to say is that Odin is just an absolutely terrible player. That's really what he's saying. I'm not going to mention anything about my play because I don't think that needs to be brought up.
You put on, you give me ROM, and it's just like, it's on, I'm at home, Xbalanque as well. Neith is just like, oh, I'll just turn around, auto attack, get more in hand, fire the root, then turn around and backflips. Like instead of like doing a 180 to backflip the direction I want to go, I do like a 90-degree half turn and backflip mid turn. And it's just like, I feel silly and stupid. It's like, that wasn't what I wanted to do at all. And then I feel sad and I die horribly because I made a mistake.
Man, you're so bad at this game. Gold Fury, though, it's gonna respawn. That's something that just happened.
I'm talking about those mistakes.
And
see if Magicis elect to not make the same one twice. Gold Fury, there's that Wrath of the Gods present and accounted for at the Gold Fury. Assuming Eitri actually survives the engagement, is alive when they try to do it this time, it could potentially go their way. They're going to look for the kills early on. Ring of Spears, that's 2 guys locked down within that one, and they get the kills. Looks like Ice is about to fall, and will.
Yeah, but she at least got that circle of protections down. It's going to mean absolutely nothing. The Sunbreaker did a lot of damage as a part of that fight, but Ninja Sniper as well. Crucial to that one. Manga with the blink forward, looking for that death from below to initiate and continue to chase down with the Pillar of Agony as well. But he's now on zoning duty, and the Gold Fury is going to start dropping. It's already below 50% HP. They've got the damage they need. Magicis to secure second one. The focus down on towards Demotion. He's going to be the first to drop.
He is indeed able to leap out with Suku. Awilix. Keep calling her Neith. Nishakuno's now in a bit of a bad spot as well. Daibon comes on down. Mango able to secure that kill. Eitri looking for the final kill on Findings. Not going to find it before he falls himself, but Findings will fall. Not quite a full-on Dia side of the respawns were coming back up, and every member of PotatoFarmers died. The Gold Fear went to Magicis as well. That's a nice big chunk of experience and gold in the bank for Magicis.
And they're on a double hunter comp, so that's not just experience and gold, that's siege potential, that's ability to continue snowballing the lead. Remember how the last few weeks we've talked about those steps to victory, the steps that you have to build up in that experience and gold lead. When you get a double hunter comp online, you start picking up towers, more and more will very, very quickly follow, because you've got the ability to take them down one wave. Less than one wave, you are going to burn through a tower, and only 2 people need to be hitting it. That's a problem. They're looking for stuns on towards Nightram though.
Yeah, backflip avoiding that Spirit Ball. Might have missed nevertheless, but they're going to be able to get out of that one safely. They took that tier 1 tower. All the tier 1's now gone off the PotatoFarmers side of this map. So, we're about 18 minutes into this match right now. Magicis have a 20-9 kill lead, 5,000 gold, about 7,000 experience in the bank as well. Not really a runaway of the game lead quite yet, but they're showing their ability to control the map if they keep doing what they're doing. Instead of a fire or Gold Fury next time, it could potentially be that Fire Giant. It'll be tier 2 towers worth 1,500 gold collectively across the team. So there's some big money to pick up off these next couple fights, potentially, if Magicis can keep doing what they're doing.
And watch the ward control coming through from Magicis. That is going to be the telltale of where they want to go. Right now, it's Mango going towards some motion, but he's got the hog, so at least he's going to be able to steal that one away. Why try those? Looking for the Bird Bomb. He's got the Ring of Spears as well. Pillar of Agony. So 2 ultimates down from the side of Magicis, and they're still looking for motion. He's still got the sustain. Rain Dance is going to time out. They're going to look for the stun. Not quite find it. What can they find? He's still alive. He is still alive. He's got the axe throw. He's baiting time, but finally the World Weaver to pick one up, and Joden, this fight is breaking out.
Yeah, that was 3 ultimates to secure that 1 kill. Granted, it was kind of the tanky bruiser front line on the side of PotatoFarmers. If they convert this into a tower, it will have overall been worth it, but they need to do that to actually capitalize on it. There's no Ring of Spears, there's no Pillar of Agony coming forward. It's all down to these Bird Bombs zoning. Pulled out of midair. Ichi will be drawn into Awilix as the tower is about to fall. The fight is on.
Wrath of Terror goes down, so at least they still have the Fear No Evil and Wrath of Terror. It's going to be all they can do to try and keep this one alive. Panda Turtle's dropping extremely low. Findings is still alive with a sliver, and so is Nishinkinu's, but the Bird Bomb comes through. They're going to secure MOBA Elite, and that is going to be a back away as well. Venator's able to get on towards his right-hand side. Phoenix, that was the fight to win for PotatoFarmers, but when they miss out on it by the slivers of health bars that are still here, Findings needs to find something now.
That right side Phoenix will Findings. Only going to find his own demise as that retreat is now called for by Magicis. They got the kills, they got the tower and the Phoenix. They're going to rotate on over. This feels like they got the Fire Giant in hand. This is exactly what you see once the Fire Giant is down, but this is on the back of throwing ultimates at motion non-stop. It seemed like an unfavorable situation. Now they're looking for yet another one. Motion! You are just having no luck right now as Panda Turtle backside gets caught up by that Spirit Ball. Going to use the beads and leap on away. Ninja Sniper trying to help out. Will help Panda Turtle secure that kill and save his life. So Fire Minion's going to be swarming down the right lane going forward for the next few minutes. And Magicis is in a strong position to go forward. They're going to look for another tower for going back to base. Perhaps a little bit of a greedy play, but Xbalanque is rotating on over. If they find this and able to get out safely, this will be a nice play for them.
Well, that's if they can get out safely. They've got a lack of health bars to do anything with. They're looking for the grab. It's not going to land for Mob Elite. And now the Rising Jaguar does come forward, landing a lot of damage. Nishinkunu's did miss the poison darts on towards Panda Turtle, but an axe will certainly axe the question of to motion and whether he's big enough at this point in time. The answer so far has been no. But his team are going to find one off the back and save one of their towers and buy some time for Nishinkinu's to get online. That is their one hope in this game.
If he's able to get to that kind of hyper carry status, he needs 5 more kills for his pass to be fully stacked up, but he'll still have the branching bolas spreading AoE damage all throughout a fight potentially. It's 30% damage per additional hit, and there can be 2 of them if there are people happening to be nearby. so it could be used to quite good effect. Mid lane, Ringer Spears dropped down by Ichiri, as was the Sunbreaker and the Surge Protection. No healing coming out of that once again, as they look to leap on forward. Dive Bomb secures a kill for Venator. Yichiri now in a bit of a bad spot, though. May fall, but Mango's here to provide reinforcements.
Well, they've got the snare at least down on towards y-tray. He's going to leap away once again. They got the grab, so that is just about a secured kill. He's still taking a lot of damage. Will finally manage to pick him off, and that is a problem. How long it took them to burn through that shield from the side of PotatoFarmers. They're looking for Mango right now, and they've got Ninja Sniper on the backside. They need to go for Ninja Snipers, and Nish and Kunu is here. They've got the right members to focus this one out.
Yeah, damage not quite there as of this time. Actually, looking at the items, Jotun's Wrath coming out of Neith. An interesting one. They're going for the more of a utility rat with Neith. Her abilities, roots, slows, attack speed slows, the World Weaver with that extra bit of, the stun and damage from across the map. That cooldown reduction is going to help out quite a bit with that. But Ninja Sniper's Neith shots are not going to be hurting nearly as much as you'd typically expect, even though she's not necessarily considered to be a hyper carry.
Oh, she is, in fact, the total opposite. She's a real lane bully, but now it's going to be Panda Turtle looking to go on towards Nish and Kinu. He's at Mob Elite. They've got the Fear No Evil, so that's the first one picked up. Venator's going to grab himself another one with that, and he's still looking for Nish and Kinu's. He's got to outbox him. He's got to dodge those autos. He has done so far. Unfortunately, the Darkest of Nights is going to lock up Diamond Venator under tower and force the beads out. That was his only hope. Down comes the World Weaver looking for findings. He's got his own beads to keep him alive, but now they've found to motion.
We'll see if they can lock this one on down, as now Findings in a little bit of a bad spot, stunned under the tower, but the follow-up to find the kill, not there. Gold Fury is getting stirred up right now. The way Magicis are playing, I'm surprised they're not looking to force a Fire Giant fight right now. That buff, the regen, would actually help them out an absolute ton. Extra damage to these objectives, again, would help out a whole lot. PotatoFarmers would either be forced to fight and defend and possibly steal away that Fire Giant, or give it up for free, in which case Magicis, they want these fights, but they're not able to lock these guys down. A Fire Giant attempt would kind of force PotatoFarmers' hands and make them either give it up or fight over it.
Well, something to point out before, they do the Fire Giant is Magicis needed to secure all the towers in the map. If that tower is still standing, it's a really, really safe objective for Xbalanque to go and split push down. No, they're not going to be able to fight around the Fire Giant. PotatoFarmers need to steal it, and that's their only hope, right? They've got to have the blink underneath the bottom of that Fire Giant and get that Hog 3 down, get the steal away, and that's all going to come from the side of Mob Elite. But if Xbalanque hasn't got an extra tower on that left-hand side, he's not all that safe to go split pushing. They can just go and kill him first, but right-hand side, that's the fight first.
Ringer Spears not quite dropped down. A pick on the Mob Elite would result in a Fire Giant attempt immediately after, more likely than not. But they were aware of the fact that they were outnumbered in that situation. They're not going to start this one up quite yet. They're going to look around for the pick for a little while, not really losing anything at the moment. Is nothing really to push. The right side Phoenix did just respawn a couple moments ago, so the Fire Minions are going to be stopping there very, very shortly. One more wave advancing down the lane right now. Grand Terror catches for mid lane, as Mob Elite now trying to run away, caught in the Ringer Spears, however.
Yeah, down comes the Fear No Evil. They just jump in and burn through multiple members. Findings, he's going to leap away, but not so Nish and Kinu's. There was nowhere for him to go, and they managed to grab Night Room's Isis as well. Findings has got a sliver of health. He's being chased, though. Sniper wants to pick him up. Still got the ultimate in hand. Should he choose to use it? No, he's already burned that one down, as you would expect. A lot more damage when you're able to use that one before the start of a fight. Motion has been locked up underneath the Titan, and this is just about to be the game. Panda Turtle is going to fight that Sacred Monkey. He's going to clean him up, and this is Findings left to defend the Titan. They still can retreat and grab Fire Giant if they want.
Titan is the call right now, though. Nitrom is going to be up in 10 seconds, as is Mob Elite, so we'll see if they can turn this one back around. Findings will, however, fall. The DSI does come out, and the Titan health dropping rapidly will fall. Magicis Gaming not needing to go for that Fire Giant, only actually kind of went over there just a moment ago to check that, that there is in fact a Fire Giant on this map. We don't need it, however. We'll go forward, find a beautiful initiation of that fight, and chunk a whole load of health bars, and then walk away with the team fight victory, followed by the game. And those are the incorrect stats.
Well, I tell you what, I was just, that was a bloodbath towards the end. There was no real sudden, okay, let's do an objective, then let's take down a bunch of towers. It was just like, okay, we got a pick, let's take down a tower. Another pick, tower, pick, tower, pick, tower, pick, tower. That was exactly how they kept snowballing the game. It wasn't any one play or one misplay, it was just constantly not able to get in towards their jungle. That early mid tower being picked up was incredibly crucial because one of the early fights that was able to get it was based around the lack of pressure that they had in the jungle. The safety of a tower wasn't there. It couldn't shove those minions back as quickly, so there was pressure into the side of Potato Farmers. That's a risk when you're going into your jungle beyond your minion wave. You've got no vision on the map to say, hey, we can push up to this point with safety, knowing that there's no one in the minion wave. So that was a very, very crucial part to that early portion of the jungle. And from the side of Magicis, they played around that absolutely perfectly.
They did indeed. They're going to be moving on to the round of 16, round 2 of the bracket to face off against Magicis Gaming, though. They're currently seated 2nd place. I think they're actually tied for 1st. They're at the top of the bracket. They're actually locked in going forward. We're going to be jumping over to that game. There's a lot of matchups today. It's going to be quite important. Magicis, they played very, very well last week against Resist Gaming as well. We're going to follow those guys, then possibly jump over to another round of 16 matchup as well, because there are a lot of games today. This is the final week of open bracket play. This does mean going forward, there's no more opportunity to qualify for the group stages after this week. It's all or nothing right now. And a lot of teams are kind of right on that threshold. It's like, are we going to get across it and actually make it through to the group stages? Or is this going to be the end of the Challenger Cup for us, this split? And of course, things lead potentially to big, big places. This is the last Challenger Cup split that could potentially lead one of these teams to a seat in the Smite World Championships in just a few months. So, we'll be back here in just a few minutes, guys, within the match. Stick around, enjoy the music. We'll see you in just a few.